Identifying the shapes of the orbitals. In this example problem, it says which of the following orbital shapes are examples of p orbitals. So we have to take a look at all these pictures and decide which ones are p orbitals. As you can see, it has an x-axis, a y-axis, and a z-axis because it's three-dimensional. We're talking about an atom, and we're talking about the three dimensions of space where we could potentially find the electron of an atom. So we know that an s orbital has a spherical shape. So spherical, which means it's like a sphere, a circle, a kind of a circular shape. However, a p orbital has a sort of shape like let's say two balloons attached to each other. Okay, two balloons attached to each other at a certain point, attached at, let's say, a node or a point in the center of those two balloons. So let's take a look at A, B, C, D, and E and see which ones kind of match up with that description of a space where there's kind of two balloons together at a certain point. So A doesn't really match up with that. It sort of looks like an s orbital actually because it has a spherical shape. So that is not one of our answer choices. So A is out. B, however, actually shows three spaces, and let's say one balloon here, and a balloon that's kind of squished in there. That's not what we want either. But C looks very promising here because it has two of those balloons attached at a certain point, that node right there, and it is in the correct, it's in one of the orientations, so we're talking about the y-axis. So let's say the electron could be floating around anywhere in here, most likely. We don't know exactly where it would be, but when we say p orbital, we would mean this. So C definitely counts as one of my answers. However, D also counts as one of my answers because look, it's two balloons shaped here, and it's connected by that node there. It is facing a different direction. It is now across the x-axis, but that's totally fine because this shows us that we have different orientations for p orbitals. It does not have to always go along the y-axis, so D can also be one of our answers. And E, now instead of going either x or y, it's going through the z-axis. Because again, if you're changing orientation of the atom, that doesn't mean that it's not in that p orbital. It's still traveling in that same shape. So E also counts as one of our answers. So for the answers for this question, C, D, and E are our p orbitals, the three p orbitals that are possible.